Good morning. Good morning. And Gracie's saying good morning too. The cat, Money Cat, she's a little calico. The markets are off and running this morning. Hopefully it did not catch you by surprise, did not catch us by surprise. We said last night to our members, if the markets are soft in the morning, you might want to be thinking about getting along. That's exactly what we said. If you're coming into each and every day and you just walk into your office and you have a cup of Joe and yeah, you got Morning Joe on CNBC or somebody else, one of those assholes, excuse me, but you have one of them on TV and you're trying to get your fix of the lay of the land. Um, let me know how that works out for you. You want to do your homework the night before, right? And it's a great way to start with us as a monthly member. You get to see that homework the night before. It's actionable. There's tons and tons of opportunity. We do that nightly video. We would be doing that nightly video whether we had Stock Market Caddy or not, whether we had members or not. I do it every night. And I was doing it every night and throughout long before we had Stock Market Caddy. You have to do it. It's your homework. You have to get prepared. And so I don't have a TV in the office, just total waste of time. And but the markets are running. Let's just take a look at what time. Now we just have the three markets here, so we have a little change the view here. But the VIX itself on the 5 minute turned down at 8:30. That's an indication to our members that the markets are feeling frisky. Frisky. It's kind of frisky in Tampa too today. It's nice and cool. Ted and the dog and Abby, they're all excited. Even the cat is, you can hear in the background. Let's go to the 5 minute ES, 5 minute at 8:25, just about the same time, 8:25. There's your $1,200. Take the rest of the day off. Okay, take it off. Made you $1,200. Take the rest of the day off. Find something else to do. Be done. Okay. How about the NQ? 8:35, right? Kind of splitting the baby here. VIX at 8:30. ES goes long at 8:25. The NASDAQ goes long at 8:35. You're up $500. For that matter, a person could take that 500 and take the rest of the day off. You do $500 a day for 20 days. If you take Fridays off, there's 20 trading days a month. There's your 10 grand. It's not a bad little way to go. Don't have a boss, don't have paperwork, don't have travel, don't have all the bullshit, don't have employees. I mean, the biggest thing you're going to have to do, the biggest challenge you're going to have to do is stepping aside, turning the box off, truly, and finding that is how Stock Market Caddy came about. I had a lot of time on my hands. Said to Susan, what am I going to do? This trading is really boring. So I get a chance. So as a matter of fact, at it's 9:30 right now, and at 10:30, you know what I've been doing the last 2 days? I have been with Ben. Just going to keep his privacy with Ben. Ben is in Q school. And Ben comes to us. He's been a monthly member for about 3 or 4 months. Great way to go. It's like, hey, what is this guy? And he joined for 3 or 4 months, and then he called me and said, hey, I think I want to do this, and he has been trading. He's been trading with TradeStation. We asked him what his aptitude was on TradeStation. He thought about a 5 or a 6. I think it might be even better than that. So he comes to us with trading experience. By the time he finishes in 3 weeks, his TradeStation proficiency will be, 9.8. There's always room for improvement, even for us, but it'll be very, very high. And he's going to have seen a lot. We spent 2 hours on Monday together, 2 hours. And yesterday we spent 2 hours together. And ideally, it's going to probably in time, it's going to be 1 to 2 hours for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, just peeling it back. He's doing his trading, and his profit factor, he came right out. He's like, Don, I want to be doing the trading, and his profit factor is in multiples. I think yesterday, I think he told me, but I think he even finished it higher. I think it was like around 3.7. I think Monday was 3, meaning he's making $3 or $4 for every dollar he expends. Very mature person. His questions very mature, insightful, and just a beautiful thing. So, if you have an interest in what we're about, a couple of things. One, we did tweet out. We revised our scorecard. We updated it. Man, I got to tell you, I think Excel is one of the worst damn programs. I don't know. I'm not an Excel champ. Maybe you are. I just think it's a piece of crap. I don't, it's not very intuitive. Maybe you think it is. I don't get it. I just, people have been working with that thing for years. I'm like, what is this? But in any case, we updated our scorecard. If you want a free scorecard, send us your email send us your email and say, hey, Don, send me the free scorecard. And if you want to be on a mailing list, you don't want to be on a mailing list, that's fine. I'll still send you the scorecard. So, with a little video on how to use it. What was the other thing too is when you use that Excel, you've got to highlight the constants and not delete the formulas, right? Go figure. You would think you just highlight, delete the stuff, but if you do that, then you delete the little formulas in there. So let us know if you get a question. But happy to do that. Visit the site. If you have questions, feel free to give me a call between 9 a.m. and 9 p.m. And if I'm in a Q school or I'm detained for some reason, just leave me a message, and we can exchange a date or time or two, or I'll call you back. First opportunity. This is our thing. I don't travel. Nope, I go to the dog park. Lisa, let me put it this way. I don't travel for business. Don't travel for business. And to speak of, and don't have a boss. Don't have much paperwork. We got some paperwork, but not much. And it's just a beautiful thing. A beautiful thing. And the markets are still running. So the Russell looking pretty good here. Yet any questions, let us know. We're here. We actually have folks scheduled for Q School going out to the first of the year. They say, hey, Don, I can't do it right now. And but I want to be there at the first of the year. So we'll pencil you in. So just any questions, let us know. And on the same token, or by the same token, we've had some folks call and I get it. I'm totally okay with it. There was a very nice gentleman that called. I think it was from South Florida, and he just said, Don, I really don't have the time, to go through the Q school. I'm like, okay, no problem. And he said, honestly, I don't really even have the time to do much trading. I only got like 30 minutes a day, and it's got to be in the evening. My suggestion to him was, really join at the monthly level, take a few months, learn, maybe begin to explore options. The Q school, we can spend 3 weeks on options if you wanted. We certainly do spend time on options, but that could be an interesting way to go. But if you don't have the time to learn, and you don't have the time to, to devote to intraday trading, you might want to get somebody else to do it for you, which isn't me, right? That's not a solicitation for us to do it. We don't solicit funds. We don't make specific recommendations, but there are people that will, that will trade for you, their license and whatnot. Get somebody who's a recognized, trader that way. We are a mentor. We're a mentor. We're teaching you how we go about trading so that you can assimilate that into your own trading, right? And that's kind of who we are, what we're about. And so this week's trading, oh, there we go. We're off and running. The market just opened. This week's performance is a little bit, I could have all kinds of excuses. We've been a little distracted, but our beginning balance is 25,000, was right on the nose. And so we're to the good. And we had a little volatility. We tried to do a few things at night, try to make up for the time that we're missing here in the morning. When a person is in Q school, their education, their trading takes precedence over our own trading and over everything else. We want to make sure that we're imparting to them everything that we possibly can. So we're underway, and this is our running balance right here. And this trade, if you see the little asterisk up there, we got in with the help of the machine, and at this moment we've turned the program off. It does have a stop, so if I'm not here, it will capture a profit. It's a guaranteed winner. It, in essence, what I call a free trade, and we're just going to let it run. Any questions, let us know. We're going to let you watch up until about 10 o'clock, then we'll have to break away. And then maybe if time permits, we might come back about middle of the day. We're not sure. We did a lot of these during the summer months. So it was a lot easier to do. We had a lot more time. But, this time of the year, I'm not trying to be rude or not being rude. We just don't have as much time, to be doing the YouTube sessions. So just know that. Also, if you join as a monthly member, I should mention this. We'll schedule it. We'll connect with you. We'll schedule a day, a morning. We'll give you a 1 hour tour of all the things that we're doing on Zoom and let you hang out for the rest of the day and see what you want to see too. So if you're already a member and haven't availed yourself of that, let me know. We schedule it. If you're, want to know more, that's kind of a neat way to go. Join the monthly and see what you see. You get some video education. You get what we call the hall pass, and maybe you do what Ben does. He was a trader and trading some options, and he hung out for a few months and said, "Hey, I think I want to take a closer look." So, and is probably on his way. Hopefully, we'll get through the Q school, not assuming anything. Very well may be an annual member. Just because you go into the Q school doesn't mean you have to become an annual member. It's very incremental. I'm trying. If you think about how our membership is scheduled or presented, I'm actually trying to give everybody an opportunity to see what we do, how we go about it, and give you an opportunity to say, yeah, no, this isn't something I want to do. Right. So that's what we're trying to do. We've been told by others, we should do this, we should do that. We'd have a lot more members and it'd be a lot bigger and a lot faster. And we're not going to do that. Okay. I would rather have it be smaller and we can't guarantee an outcome. I can't do that. It's so individual, but I think it's best if we go slow. So that's what we do. We slow it down. Enjoy. I gotta tell you, it is rather funny if you're on Twitter. It's that thing. Some people are so creative. These are kids. Somebody dressed up as a young kid as Joe Biden with a Joe Biden mask and two Secret Service agents carrying bags, and they got him stumbling and fumbling around. You know, it would be even funnier if it wasn't true, I guess. But it's hysterical if you haven't seen it. Just want everyone to know, the real-time initial margin at this hour is not that high. That's full margin if you're going overnight. Intraday, your brokerages will give you, much more margin to work with. So just know that. I don't know if we should delete that, but so just know. Also, too, we're pretty comfortable trading a mini, right? That is our size of choice. Could we trade more? Yes. Um, but that is for us, that's a very comfortable level. Um, but yeah, a person needs to learn and acquire a comfort level. And the good news is you can start with micros, which are 1/10 the size. So you wouldn't be up 2,300 or, you would be up $230, which is still very, very good. So just know that when we started in the early 2000s, that was not the case. We've only had micros and they're proliferating only in the last few years, which is a wonderful thing. And you can learn and you can begin to scale up as you get better. You add a little bit of leverage and you do it responsibly. This is a far different thing than, the CME challenge of what they were doing. That challenge, it is what it is, but they were encouraging the way it was structured to use maximum leverage and in YOLO, you only live once, to go for the maximum. That isn't what we do, right? We trade proportionately, we trade responsibly. We're trying to come in each and every day and do our thing and extract cash flow from the market. That's what we're about and what we also try to teach. Now you always have to be aware of of the clock a little bit. It is 9:46. I don't bother to know and monitor, economic announcements on CNBC. I don't even bother. Um, because I know when they come out, usually 8, 8:30 or 10. And the exception, the oil number comes out every week, Wednesday at 10:30. Speaking of which, will be today at 10:30 oil. So if you're trading that market, you should be aware of it. But as we near 10 o'clock, if there is some sort of announcement, there could be. So you always got to kind of know that. Um, but we're getting close here to kind of an upper end of a range, and we're probably going to look to take our profit here in a moment. For those of you that are coming by on YouTube, we want to say thank you. We can't leave this up indefinitely, and we can't begin to teach you. I mean, I just spent 2 hours Monday, 2 hours yesterday, really just going over swing machine with Ben, um, and we can't do that on YouTube. So it isn't a red light, green light. It isn't that. There's so many different ways to trade it, and we have so much more to show him. And it does take us about 3 weeks. Could we spend longer? Yeah, but you're gonna probably want to get underway. So we can certainly get you going, and he is certainly underway. And yeah, we're getting very, very close here to hitting our little profit target. Beautiful, beautiful little trade. What we want, of course, we want positive outliers. We don't want negative outliers, and we don't get negative outliers. We just don't, either through the trading robots or the other tools that we use. And we are out. We are out. Um, so for the week, we started our beginning balance was 25. We had a run up, we had a little drawdown. We tried to do some things overnight, and didn't do very well in the thin market. We usually, and I think everyone kind of agrees to this, that you'll do better during normal session hours. So we're had a beautiful, beautiful morning. Our account equity, we're positive for the week, some $2,100. The approach from this point on, from Wednesday on, it's not that we play wild and willy, but we're a little more patient at the beginning of the week. We're a little bit more I don't know how to put it. We're just more patient. We might take a little more risk, not with leverage, but with time. And then once we hit Wednesday, we've got a decent profit for the week. And what we want to do from this point forward to, maybe Friday midday, we may not even trade on Friday, is not to do any damage here and just to, pick off a few individual trades, which is what we'll do, and see if we can add to it, and maybe pick up another couple grand before the close of business. We're not going to go right till Friday afternoon, though. We don't do that. Now, could the markets continue to run? Yeah, they sure could. Are we going to beat ourselves up because we came out and we got a profit? No. Um, as we were saying to Ben yesterday, and he also is telling us is that, he's like, geez, Don, I came out with $300-400 and Swing Machine went on to make 1,500. And if you're trading well, that's what's going to happen. More often than not, you'll be leaving money on the table. And that's a good sign. That's a good thing. That's when you know that you're trading really well and you're being disciplined, right? So we'll let you watch up until 10 o'clock. And if you want that scorecard, make sure we get your email. And if you got any questions about what we're doing, feel free to give us a shout. We, where they is, say that 90% of short putts don't go in the hole. Translation, you don't know unless you try, right? And I think a lot of people just, fund accounts and, get a book on candles and think they're just gonna, you know, it's easy. It's easy to put trades on. It's easy to take them off. But there is a skill set around this. Flying a plane looks pretty darn easy, doesn't it? But I think, you got to have some instruction, some training, touch and goes, right? And what we're doing with the gentleman Ben now in his Q school is we're just getting him in a place where he's just kind of chipping some golf balls, just making some contact. Chip, so when you learn the golf swing, you first just want to get the club on the ball, get little chips, get the ball on the green, boom, boom, boom. And then we will work it backwards to get a more full swing, But too many people, I think, unfortunately, like everything, just fund the money. How hard can this be? And start, buying and selling with, without proper instruction, without proper use of margin, without even a proper understanding, whether you're trading stocks or options. I mean, anybody can put the trade on and anybody can make money on any one given trade. But to be able to do it day in, day out, week in, week out is, it's like flying a plane. It's like scuba diving. It's like, playing golf. And there are some risk that you have to be made aware of. The first step in learning anything um, is becoming aware of what you don't know. It's okay. Every day. I don't profess to know everything. I don't. I'm not a market guru. I'm not that person. What we're doing here is so mechanic. It's just good mechanics. And we have that honed. Makes sense? I hope so. So we're gonna let you watch up until 10. If you get any questions, let us know. Okay, folks, we're approaching the top of the hour. We come back, the VIX turned down at 8:30. 8:30, pretty much telling us at that time, market likely to go long. If you got long the S&P around 825, 830, you'd have about 12 or 1300 bucks in your pocket. Take the rest of the day off. If you got long the NQ around 830, 835, you'd have 1,000. Would have had more than that maybe, but you certainly get 1,000. Take the rest of the day off. The Russell is lagging. If you took the Russell at around 940, you'd be down $300. Trying to get long again now. I'm not suggesting anybody. We're at the top of the hour. See if there's anything coming out to the market. Sometimes there are these little economic announcements. At 10:30, every Wednesday, there's the oil supply number. So if you're trading oil, if there's a build, oil may go down. If there's a draw, oil may go up. We don't play the noise, the news necessarily. We'll let the systems track the money flow, even on oil, and get the trade-off. What we're doing here is so different, I think, than what most people are doing. I have had the pleasure of watching some people actually go to their office. We don't do a lot of this any longer, but go to their office and I'd see a whole huge bank of screens, and they would be, that's our pup, by the way. She's we're not beating her up or anything. She's just crying for Ted's attention here. But and they'll be hunting and pecking, looking for an order, looking for an order, looking for an order. See, we don't do that. We don't do that. What we'll and we'll be doing this with Ben, I think, here in the next day or two, is um, you have your markets that you trade, and then you have your strategies, these little trading robots, and they're running on those markets, and they can be doing, a couple of different things. Yes, they can be putting trades in and taking them out with all kinds of parameters around them. That is something that you can do at TradeStation. You can't do that at every brokerage, right? Or the brokerages won't give you that. We're not going to let you do that. Crazy, so it's just one of the reasons. I mean, TradeStation is a very sophisticated platform, and is just, I think, just unparalleled. The other thing, though, that you could do is they don't have to be going in. You could set them up so that they are with what we call confirmation. So what happens is you'll get a little pop-up on your screen, or you'll get an audible alert, or you can actually program them to send you an email. And then now they don't send you text, but you can configure your email to send you a text, right? I'm not super proficient on that, and I have the luxury of being nearby the computer, so I don't necessarily have that, but folks can and do that. There are all kinds of things that that you have to just become aware of. There is no holy grail. There is no Bible code to the market, right? There isn't. Is it random? Um, Quite a bit is random, um, but not always, right? Not always. And as you can see, I mean, I can't tell you how many times our members are listening to by on Zoom. How many times, does the NASDAQ and the S&P, and they all move within minutes of each other? How can that be random? It isn't. It isn't. The markets are machined. They've been machined for decades. Just like everything else, the financial media, oh, they're the worst of the worst. We were calling them fake news, 20 something years ago. Well, before Trump. I was like, oh my God, these people, it was just so awful. And it's still awful. If you listen to it and watch it, it will make you dumb. I'm sorry, you won't learn anything, and you won't make any money. You might get a hit here or there and think you're getting it done, but it isn't. It's a waste of time. Take the TV, throw it in the pool. Waste of time. But you know, so when you put on the confirmations, what is different is the trades are being presented, and you can choose to take the trade or not take the trade. But you're not being forced. You're not forcing the issue. I think it's going down now. I think it's doing this now. You haven't heard me. I haven't done any of that to you. I'm not trying to um but when we were with Ben, Ben now knows, there's a lot going on with Swing Machine. We haven't even talked about this tool yet with Ben, but with Swing Machine. And this is all time-based. We're going to be spending the days ahead with price-based. In real estate, they talk about location, 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 right? That's true. Location, location, location. How about price, price, price? Why are you watching volume? It doesn't have anything to do with the price action. Sorry, we don't think so. Just doesn't. There are so many places to affect and move price. The volume that you're getting isn't accurate. It isn't indicative of price direction. So I've got to get ready to connect with Ben, and so I want to say thank you. We'll try to check in maybe a little bit later today, and like I say, we can't do these episode or these sessions as frequently as we did during the summer, but reach out anytime, and we wish you the best. And if you want that scorecard, we're giving away a free scorecard. If you send us a request, you don't even have to sign up for the email distribution. If you want to, fine. But if you don't, just tell us, just say, hey, just send me the scorecard. I'll send it to you. At least then you're keeping track of what you need to keep track of. We got a little video that goes with it, and that is profit factor. You got to learn to track your profit factor, folks, not the money, not the win-loss ratios, not percentage return. It's your profit factor. It's as close to any other business that you might be running. If you got a Subway store, a dry cleaner, uh, you know, medical inventory business, you have your inventory, you have your costs, you have all of that, but you need to be tracking your profit factor. You got to be making at the end of the month, you got to have more dollars coming in than going out, right? Or you are losing money and your business is losing money. And you need to learn that right in the beginning. Don't open up an account, fund it with a lot of money, and start chasing a specific trade or something. You're going to get hurt. And I can't tell you how many people that will call me. It's like, oh, Don, I only wish I had found you earlier. I lost 50,000, 100,000, couple of 100,000, 500,000. Makes me want to puke. They want to puke. Don't do that. I don't care if you don't come to us, but don't do that. Don't give it to them. Learn, right? You can't, you want to go on vacation down in the Caribbean and take a little class on, on diving. You ever see them down there? And then they take you out on the boat and drop you in the ocean. If you want to do that, have at it. You think I'm going to do that? You think I was going to let Susan do that when we were babes in the woods? No way. No way. I said, Susie, you want to go from snorkeling to diving? That's fine. But when we get back home, we'll take a certification, we'll get certified and really learn and practice and make sure that we're comfortable. We're not going to do that we're not going to be one of those vacation casualties, right? So if you want to learn to trade as a business, we're prepared. We're prepared to invest time with you if you are. If you don't have the time, that's fine. No problem. It's fine. Totally fine. Stock market caddy is growing at about 50% a year. That's as fast as we can grow. We don't even want to grow any faster. That's it. It is what it is. All right, I gotta go. Enjoy the rest of the day, folks.